We got contenders and pretenders. Playoffs coming up. Last 10 games of the regular season. I got 6 names. And this is going to go on TikTok, so I need clear, concise answers. So I have the Sixers, Kings, Warriors, Grizzlies, Clippers, and Cavs on my list. So, are the Sixers pretenders or contenders? By the way, they just came off an 8-game win streak. Let's put some respect on the name.
Yeah, Jordan.
They just came off an 8-game win streak. Let's put some respect on the Sixers name. Like, honestly,
is Jordan going first or am I going first? Is Jordan going first or am I going first?
Yeah, you go ahead.
I'll say they're a contender. I ain't gonna lie,
that's not too crazy to say. That's not crazy to say.
Joel Embiid, yeah, I know. Joel Embiid's MVP level. James Harden can be a number 2 on a championship winning team. They have a good bench.
They don't have a good bench.
Yeah,
go ahead.
They do not have a good bench.
Is D'Anthony Melton starting? Is D'Anthony Melton starting?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay, never mind then. I thought D'Anthony Melton's one of my favorite bench pieces in the league. So, no, I don't know. I do think Philly's a contender, especially other teams in the West or in the East. I think there are very few contenders, and I would put Philly in the upper echelon of contenders.
No, Philadelphia is not contenders. Yes, Embiid is playing at an MVP level. He might win MVP. He's the favorite right now to win MVP. He might just do it. He might finally do it. James Harden playing, he's averaging a career high in assists, a career high shooting from beyond the arc this year. But and Tyrese Maxey's been really well this year, averaging a dub a game. But like we just said, the bench is trash. Come playoff time, we're gonna need to see more. I mean, I'm not gonna say we're gonna need to see more depth, but you're gonna have to eventually. They're gonna have to, figure out what their 8-man rotation, 9-man rotation is, and after their 7th guy on the bench. Who are we depending on to get real crunch time minutes?
George Niang.
No, I was gonna say please don't say George Niang.
George Niang, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna be relying on George Niang to
please don't
bring
say
down
George
some game
Niang.
for you. And I don't know. I mean, just compared to the two top dogs at the top of the East.
Yeah.
To be realistic, like they're not beating either one of those teams come playoff time. I have yet to see Embiid do it in the playoffs. Embiid really, I've yet to see him in a few postseasons at least show up and play like himself. So
he is really bad at 4 quarters in the playoffs. Really bad.
Yeah, exactly. And are we going to see that this year? Hopefully, but we haven't seen it. And and I'm sort of on the train of if Embiid doesn't make it at least to the conference finals this year, we might have to start questioning. He might be on fraud watch if he doesn't at least make the conference finals this year because he has yet to do it.
So if Philly doesn't make the conference finals, I'm not trying to think off season yet, but like where do they go? Harden's a free agent. Obviously, like I do agree, like it's been years and years of not getting it done, right? Being so close, but you can't get it done either. Whatever the shot against the Raptors, whatever in the bubble, like you just can't get it done. So I guess like what is that next step for Philly? Is it finding a new partner for Embiid?
I'll tell you what it is. It's going to get Dame. That's what it is. But we can talk about it later. I don't know why you're making that face. I don't know why you're making that face.
No.
I don't know why you're making that face.
I guess
that's a very good option. That's a very good
How
option.
many people do we have to put next to Embiid to see if it's going to work?
Let me go. I was about to get into that.
Let me ask you one question. What are you? So if you think their biggest issue right now is their bench, how are you going to trade for Damian Lillard without giving up the farm? See, that's like the only issue is. Like
it wouldn't be the farm. It would just be Tyrese Maxey in a couple places.
That's the thing, though. Like
you think that they're
gone then.
No, Jordan. Who else have to give them? Who else have to give them?
Don't they not have any picks? Didn't they trade their picks away?
That's what I'm saying. Like, Dame, and that's the thing. The Blazers don't want pennies on the dime or pennies on the dollar for like they want everything for Dame. They want an entire franchise in return for Dame. So he's not some cheap player to trade for. Like
he will only go to Dame. What contender can give a lot of assets? No one.
That's the thing. That's why no one's traded for him.
The Bucks?
That's why they could.
No. That's why Dame is still on the Blazers.
No, we have a Dame topic later. We're not getting into Dame. We have a Dame topic later, so we can get to all this.
That's the whole reason with like just with some players being like untouchable. It's not because the fact that their value is so high, but like how is Philly where their bench is non-existent? What you're saying is like they don't have a bench, they don't have this, they don't have that. How are you going to trade for a team? Are you expecting them to go sign James Wiseman and put him on the court next to Damian Lillard and Joel Embiid? Like, there's no one you could put next to him as far as money, as far as picks. Like, you're losing everything trading for Dame. It'd be sick to have Dame and Embiid on the court. That's still not the best duo in the leagues, potentially. I'm not going to lie. At their peak, still might not be the best duo. But, like, there's just nothing around them. You need them to both score 40, 50 a night.
Okay, so I don't think the Sixers are contenders either. I mean, they're on the 8-game here. They were on the 8-game here. They lost to the Bulls last night. But they're not contenders for the exact reason Jordan said. They're not beating the Sixers they're not beating the Celtics or the Bucks. Not realistically in any playoff series. They don't have the best duo in those playoff series. Giannis is better than Embiid, and the Bucks are just a better team. The Celtics are a better team. If they were to beat one of the two, it would be the Celtics, I think, because Jason Tatum has been in a slump. He's showing he's inconsistent. Jaylen Brown has been the best player since All-Star break, and I don't have the Sixers beating them, but I think that's a possibility.
The Bucks match up better with the Sixers than the Celtics do. Just as far as I think with having Brook Lopez and having Giannis,
yeah.
You can defend
definitely
a lot better.
They can't guard Embiid. Every time they play Embiid goes crazy. But
I
want to say this.
You're saying the Celtics.
Yeah,
the
Celtics.
Can't guard Embiid. Okay.
I don't think a center in a modern era in the NBA can be the best player on a championship winning team. I don't think a center can do that. And we're about to see that with Jokic this year as well, because the Nuggets are not winning a championship either. I don't think a center. When is the last time a center was the best player on a championship team? It was like,
yeah,
they didn't win it.
You saying that won?
Yes, that won it.
So would you say
maybe
Dirk?
Tim Duncan? But I mean, that was probably Manu or Tony. Or
would you say Dirk was a power forward?
I get Dirk. You can say Giannis.
Yeah, no, Dirk was power forward, and that was 12 years ago. And I'm talking about in the last 20 years, last 15, 10 years, we rarely see centers. This is a guard in a different league.
Would you say KG is more of that kind of center? Would you say KG? But I feel like he played more center than Giannis and Dirk did.
No, he didn't.
I'm just saying positional wise.
I could say AD.
He wouldn't play 5. What are we doing? Hey, LeBron was best player. Stop. Anyways, I think so. So Joel Embiid is not. I don't think Joel Embiid can't be the best player on the championship winning team, and we've seen that a lot of times. He needs a second start in a 14 as someone that's better than him.
Could a Wembanyama type center though be the best player on the championship? Like, I'm just saying, build wise, you could shoot. You could.
This is not even a guard driven league anymore, bro. This is not even a guard driven league as far as championships. The championship teams are built with wings. Giannis is
yeah.
I mean, he's still a permanent player.
Don't say Giannis is a wing. Yeah, don't say Giannis.
I don't say he's a wing. I say he's a permanent player. I mean, he plays in the post as well.
Yeah, but I mean, your best players are Kevin Durant, LeBron James.
Exactly. That's the type of player you need.
Kawhi Leonard.
I don't think Jokic gonna get it done. But let's I don't want to go.
I agree. I don't think we've talked about. I don't think the Nuggets are gonna get it done.
I don't want to go too far off topic. What the heck is wrong with my phone?
Yeah, we got more contenders.
Yeah, we got more contenders and pretenders. Okay. Next up, we have the Kings. Second best record in the West. They've been amazing on offense this season, amazing at home this season, amazing on the road this season. A very young team.
Can we all say our answer at the same time? Can we all say our answer at the same time?
1, 2, 3. Pretenders. Definitely pretenders. Nobody's winning that shit now. They're getting bounced in the first round, respectfully, because they're gonna play Lakers or the Warriors. Yes, they're losing. The Kings are losing in the first round.
Shoot, every team that the Lakers need to lose is winning right now. So
Jordan, we're making playoffs. Stop, dude. What's wrong?
Hey man, I don't know. The days come closer. I don't know, man.
We're making the playoffs. Let's keep faith, man. We got to keep faith. Are the Warriors contenders or pretenders? This is gonna be spicy. Are the Warriors contenders or pretenders?
The Warriors are pretenders.
Oh yes, the Warriors are pretenders for sure. The Warriors are pretenders. They definitely are.
What, Max? What do you think about Max? Are you about to say they're contenders?
They're not contenders.
At the end of the day, I want to say contenders very badly.
Oh.
Just because I don't like the Warriors, but it's still Steph Curry at the end of the day. I think it depends on their draw. I think if they can get Sacramento round 1 and try and get Memphis round 2, obviously that's great. But I think right now with how everything's gone, I'll say pretenders this year. I want to say contenders. At the end of the day, the best players in the world get it done, and I do think Steph can get. I don't know. I think
the reason they're pretenders though is because their record on the road is abysmal.
The road is bad,
and they'll have to go literally perfect in the playoffs at home, and they have to go perfect on home. They're not going to be. They're not going to have home court advantage.
I get you, but mentally, the playoffs are significantly different than the regular season. If you have a 7-game series, I have a tough time picking Steph Curry than majority of other people in the Western Conference. Like
They can't win at home against bad teams either.
can't. I'm just saying.
Wait, they can't win. They can't win on the road, bro.
You don't play bad teams on the road. You don't play bad teams in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying. I think. Why are you making that face?
What is there? I'm just saying. Who is their first round matchup?
Steph,
I'm assuming it's the Grizzlies right now. Are they the 6th seed?
They're beating the Grizzlies.
Honestly,
I'm sorry, they're beating the Grizzlies.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I can see the Grizzlies beating them this year. I can see the Grizzlies. They don't have Andrew Wiggins. They don't have Andrew Wiggins.
That is true. That's true. I'll agree.
I'm not gonna lie.
That hurts a lot.
I think as much as people want to say that the Grizzlies own the Warriors or in the Warriors, they got all that stuff. They beat them last year in the playoffs, but this year the Grizzlies are dominating the Warriors. I know it's regular season, but it's something in the air this year, and I just feel like the Grizzlies can actually get it done. The fact that Clay just keep doing this corny ass shit, holding up the four rings and all that stuff, bro, it just doesn't feel right this year. And couple that with the fact they can't win on the road, it's just like, bro.
It's more about their defense. They don't have like last year they had Otto Porter. Last year they had Andrew Wiggins. Last year they had Gary Payton. Gary Payton is hurt right now. He still has a core injury. I don't think he's gonna be coming back unless they make like a deeper playoff run. Those are 3 key defenders that they don't have. And especially because they were able to go small with Otto Porter and run him at the 5 in a lot of lineups, obviously when Draymond's running the 5, you have Otto Porter out there with him because he can stretch the floor. Now, who do they have? Anthony Lamb that's in that Otto Porter role, they got key. Keo mentions
Otto Porter. Okay.
Keo mentions, but at the end of the day, still Steph. They played Sacramento as of right now. They play Sacramento round.
And they're losing to Sacramento. Just in my
opinion. Hold on, what the fuck?
Yeah,
come on. Hey, I'm not losing to Sacramento. Respectfully, Jordan.
Sacramento has the worst defense.
Sacramento has the worst defense in the NBA, bro.
I like Sacramento.
Be honest.
They have the worst defense
in
the
NBA.
It's up there.
They're going against Steph Curry.
I'm not gonna lie. The Kings are not.
And where's Golden State?
Huh? They have bad defense. They have bad defense, but it's Stephen Curry. He's not losing to the Kings.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
The best offense in the league right now. One of the best offenses we've seen in the past few years.
And that's fine. And that's fine. But I'm not gonna lie. They can still win. They can still win on the road from the Kings. I know they haven't won road games all the entire year, but it's the Kings, bro. At the end of the day, it's still the Kings, and they're not beating the Warriors, bro. I think the Warriors lose in the second round unless they see.
They're not beating the Warriors because they're the Warriors. Are they not beating the Warriors because what?
They're not beating the Warriors because the Warriors have
give me a real answer. They're not beating the Warriors. Why?
I know. Like having the best player in the series doesn't mean that much, but when you have the best
player, in the series, how does that not mean much?
We just saw it last year that it didn't mean that much against the Celtics and the Nets. But I'm not even trying to compare the series.
What about?
I'm literally on your side. If you stop interrupting me, I'm literally on your
side.
Huh?
What about the Suns and Mavericks? The best player on the team.
I'm literally on your side. So you don't got to argue at this point.
Though.
Listen, like when the gap in players,
the Bucks had the best player in the league, and they lost to the Celtics last year.
They didn't have this. Listen. I think Andrew Wiggins.
They don't have Andrew Wiggins.
I think first of all, I think Andrew Wiggins will be back by the first round. 1, 2.
Why do you think that?
Bro, I mean, I know he probably got a lot going on right now. We don't know what happened with him, but I mean, it's the playoffs. And come on, man, he's probably gonna be back.
It's the playoffs. Listen, it's the playoffs. He has personal thing going on.
I don't think the Warriors are winning championship this year. I don't think they're contenders, but they're not losing to the Kings. Like when a gap in your best player is that far, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Stephen Curry is like he's like 4 De'Aaron Foxes. To be honest, he's like 4 times better than that nigga. Like let's be honest, bro.
Let's not be disrespectful. De'Aaron Fox
not disrespectful.
I love De'Aaron Fox.
That's not disrespectful. Stephen Curry's a top 5. Yes, Stephen Curry's a
De'Aaron Fox is an all-star this year.
That's fine. And Stephen Curry is generational. He's an all-timer, bro. He's a top 10. He's a top 10 player ever.
Keep going. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like, Clay's been playing well this year. Obviously not on defense. I mean, Draymond and in playoffs, you got to assume that he's gonna pick up on defense. GP2 is he's not gonna be back probably, but I mean,
doing a whole lot of what ifs. What if Andrew Wiggins comes back? What if
bro,
GP2
I'm not gonna lie. Without Andrew Wiggins, they're still not being the Warriors. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
please be for real right now. Bro, are you serious?
Stephen Curry is not losing to the Kings. Stephen Curry, I promise you, Stephen Curry's not losing to the Kings, bro. Let's be honest. He's not. I'm sorry. And
If the
I'm going to
Kings
sound
and the
ignorant.
Warriors play in the playoffs, if the Kings and Warriors are playing the playoffs, we should have a bet. Without Andrew Wiggins, we should have a bet.
Yes, we can have a bet. I will bet you because this is going to sound ignorant, but they have the best player in the series, and he's a lot better. He's better than Sabonis, and he's better than Sabonis and Aaron Fox combined.
Okay,
Come on, bro.
Okay, now if you go roster for roster right now, the Kings are better than the Warriors.
That's debatable. That's debatable.
See,
without Andrew Wiggins in the lineup?
I mean, so
Who's
let's go.
The Warriors' second best player.
Huh?
Who's the Warriors' second best player without Andrew? The fact that you have to think about that is crazy.
No. Klay Thompson. And Klay Thompson, Sabonis is better than Klay Thompson.
I don't even like Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole? We haven't said Jordan Poole name the whole conversation.
I was gonna say I don't even like.
Listen.
Klay
Thompson is the second best player, and Sabonis is better than him, right? But I'm not gonna lie, Stephen Curry clears. He clears Sabonis and Aaron Fox combined. Klay Thompson is not better than Sabonis, but after that, it's Herter, right? Yes or no?
Herter
or Malik Monk.
Malik Monk, sure.
I'm taking Jordan Poole over both of them. Yes or no?
No, not this
what
year.
No. Jordan, stop. Jordan Poole is better than Malik Monk.
Jordan Poole is the worst defender in the league.
No, he's not.
I'm lying?
Trae Young is better.
Jordan Poole or Austin Reeves?
Austin Reeves.
All right, stop. Jordan Poole is better than Austin Reeves. We're not, I ain't gonna lie. Lakers, this is getting out. Stop. I saw that in the Discord. People are saying that Austin Reeves deserves $80 million. Like, actually, people are saying that right now.
80. He deserves the contract that they're saying they're gonna give him now.
Some team is gonna fuck around and offer him big money.
No, they're not. No, they're not, bro. No, they're not.
What is big money,
bro?
Some team will offer him a 4 or 5 year deal. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So
how much
people get,
the Lakers gonna do that?
Let me make sure I know how much this is.
No,
per year.
Like, come on, bro. No, this thing dropped. He dropped 35.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If someone gets paid 80, if he gets paid 80 for 5, he gets paid 16 mil a year. I could see some bad team trying to pay him that money.
No, for what? He's not a star player. That's not a type contract. He's not a star player. He's a role player. A team that was trying to sign him.
Role players get paid more money now.
No, a team that I understand that, but a team that want to use Austin Reeves as a contender, bro. He's gonna sign with a contender if he leaves the Lakers.
So how much money? How much money you think? How much money are you
10 to 15.
10
to 15.
I said 16. So I'm on the high end of yours.
But he's not getting $80 million. I'm sorry, sir. He's getting probably like 4 years, $50 million. That's 4 years, $50 million is what is the offer.
10 to 15, and I said 16. So we're in the same ballpark.
Wait. So four years
is not getting $60 million.
I'm trying to tell you. He's not getting that, bro.
I don't know.
He's getting $50 million. I feel like $50 million is low-key kind of like, come on, bro.
Bro, he's a two-way player, bro. He was on two-way. He was undrafted, bro. They better not give Austin Reeves nothing more than $50 million.
I don't think LA will. I think someone's gonna force LA's hand. I don't know who it's gonna be.
LA has his
Charlotte,
though. He's restricted free agent.
That's what I'm saying. Someone else can still give him an offer, and they have to match it. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, shit.
So
but I mean, at that point, if somebody's giving Austin Reeves $70 million, I mean, I think LA is just gonna let him walk.
That's what I'm saying. I think
it was
force their hand to take him away from him.
It was people in Discord saying I'm an idiot if we let Austin Reeves walk. They said if a team offered him $80 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we let him walk, I'm an idiot for letting him walk. How? Like, what are we doing? Like,
20 million. I get where it's $4 million difference. 20 million a year is too much. I do think 15, 16, I could see him getting though.
Oh, let's not get to off topic because we were talking about Austin Reeves. But also Jordan Poole is better than Malik Monk and Kevin Herter. We're gonna play a player for the Kings and the Warriors. Jordan Poole is better than Kevin Herter. Who is the next best player? Harrison Barnes or what's his name?
Dante DiVincenzo.
No, bro. What are you talking about? Harrison Barnes or what's the dude? He's just dropped high this year. He's light skinned. He has a twin in college in Iowa.
Oh, Keegan Murray.
Keegan Murray, yes.
Keegan Murray's pretty good.
He's pretty nice. He's pretty nice on offense, yes. But
let's
hop in
the next one.
I got you. Next contender or pretender, the Grizzlies.
Pretender. Wait, you said what?
Pretender.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Pretender. Yeah, pretender.
I'm on the fence with this one because we're not gonna act like the Grizzlies did not just we're not gonna let the Grizzlies just hold up. They did not just play well without Ja Morant.
They do that every year.
I understand that.
They still have Dylan Brooks, so I'm not
Ja
taking
Morant got something to prove this year.
The Grizzlies have one of the worst half court offenses I've seen in the league.
They do.
And
let me not even troll. With that being said, the Grizzlies are pretenders for sure. They just don't.
Cool.
They don't have the firepower. They don't have the firepower to beat any of the teams, the Suns or the Nuggets. So they're pretenders as well.
And that's what it comes down to. Again, that's really what it comes down to with most of these teams. Like when we're talking about contenders versus pretenders, do they even compare, or can they contend with the other two best teams? So no matter what the other teams are going to say, like if they're not the Cavs, if they're not, not the Cavs, they're not the Celtics or the Bucks, if they're not the Suns or the Nuggets, or at least if they're not those four teams, like I feel like those are the four contenders, like main key contenders right now. I guess you can say the Sixers are probably the best of the rest of the bunch, but
we got another one coming up. That's pretty spicy.
Why do you keep saying spicy? Why do you keep saying spicy?
Let me rock. Contenders or pretenders, the Clippers.
Contenders. They have the firepower to get it done. They have bench depth. They have shooting. They have defense. You can say what you want about Russ. I get it. Russ could lose you a game, but he can also win you a game in the playoffs.
No, he can't.
I get the hate. He can win you one game in a series. So we're not.
No,
he
cannot do that. Where are you getting
Anyways,
that from?
if Russ goes out and gets 5, 12, and 12, he's winning you that game.
No, he dropped stats like that and they lost it this year. I don't know what you're talking about.
What are they 8-0? Are they 8? Are they 8 straight, 9 straight now?
5, gang. 5. They're on a 5-game streak.
Well, regardless, I still think that out of all the teams on here, being the Sixers, the Warriors, and the Clippers have like players that can get it done, because the Sixers obviously Embiid has not gotten it done. Curry and Kawhi are the only two players to get it done on this list. PG, I think if given the right one, PG could be the number 2 on a championship team. Is that a crazy take?
No.
Good.
No, I think that should be the take. Like, I think just
making sure. I love PG. I think that he can take over a game, obviously, but we saw this in the playoffs when all the pressure's on him. I think people shit on him way too much. But Kawhi Leonard, I think when the Clippers are playing at their best, I think they can beat the Nuggets, and I think they can contend with the Suns. I'm not high on the Nuggets.
Jordan is shaking his head. I want to know why Jordan is shaking his head when you said that he could beat the Nuggets and
I think they can compete. They can compete with the Suns. I'm not saying they're going to beat the Suns. They can compete.
Are the Clippers
healthy Suns? Healthy Suns. Hold on, healthy Suns. Let me make sure I say that.
Are the Clippers pretenders or contenders, Jordan?
I think they're contenders, but they're like. I think I'm gonna say that they're contenders just off the strength of Kawhi looking like he's back to being himself, and Kawhi being one of the best, at least in my opinion, like one of the 3 best playoff performers, that we have in the league right now. Before his injury, he was averaging, I think it was at 30. He was averaging 30 on like 68, 45, 90 splits or something crazy. Like, so I believe a lot in Kawhi. I think when it comes down to it in a playoff setting, like I said, he's just one of the best players in the league in general at his best. And I believe in him. Then you surrounding him with shooting. You're surrounding him with some 3-and-D players. If the Clippers are pretenders, it's not because of Paul George and Russell Westbrook. I think it's a lot to do with Ty Lue's coaching style. He's pretty good, but he's the adjustment king. But and I think in certain playoff series they're gonna have to eventually sit Marcus Morris because he's been bad all year for the most part. And for some reason Ty Lue's in love with Marcus Morris, and he just refuses to play Robert Covington. And I feel like in a lot of playoff series, Robert Covington can be that 3-and-D guy that you need. That point of attack defender in space. Given the matchup, he can be really huge. He probably serves more of a purpose out on the floor than Marcus Morris. And then you throw on top of that, you throw Russ in the mix. You throw Eric Gordon, Zubac, who's playing well. But the only reason why I would say that they're a pretender because at the end of the day, they're going to have to face off against the Suns or the Nuggets. And we saw last time when the Nuggets played the Clippers in the playoffs, we saw Jokic just absolutely abuse Evangelist Zubac. and get him in foul trouble. And then once he gets in foul trouble, they're gonna have to go small. And there was no answer for Jokic. And a part of the reason why Jamal Murray had the series that he went is because Jokic was seeing doubles all the time. At the time, Jeremy Grant was playing really well. Now you replace him with Aaron Gordon, who was, an all-star caliber player. The Nuggets, just in general, again, just the Nuggets in the
Cut out.
any given series, in a 7-game series, I think that they can go 7 with either one of those teams if we're being real. But the Clippers and the Suns are 4-5 right now, and based on the gap in who's above them and below them, it's looking like they have a good chance to play each other in the first round. So we'll see. But I'll say the Clippers are contenders just out of respect for Kawhi.
I got one question, Jordan, for you, as we talked about. Should I ask it now, Latif, or should I let you go and then ask it after?
What is it about?
The Clippers, I guess, kind of future, but kind of like I put the Clippers and the Sixers in a similar position, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're on the cusp of that championship, right? Like being a favorite, but at the same time, they have no sense of a future. So I guess similarly with the Sixers and the Clippers, like if the Clippers don't get it done again this year, like you know what I mean? Like where do they go? You know what I mean? Like the Thunder have all their picks. Like we have their picks, we have their pick swaps. Like they can't tank. Like it's a tough position because PG and Kawhi are free agents sometime, or they have some sort of player option.
I just signed an extension right before he got. I think it was right.
So did they both sign extensions or just Kawhi? Because I can't remember now.
I think both of them did, if I'm not mistaken.
So regardless, are you just gonna keep running back the same core over? You know what I mean? Like the Philly and the Clippers are just, and obviously, the Clippers are trying to do their own thing now, build their own stadium and whatever, like kind of create their own brand. But they are similar teams as far as where they are now in their sense of direction. So I guess Latif, this is for you too. I guess, like if you're either one of those two teams and you don't win now, and like let's say you get killed, right? Let's say Phoenix beats them in 5, or Denver beats them in 4 or 5, or you know what I mean? Like same with Philly. Like where do you go from here? Obviously, Latif, you said Dame, but like I think the Clippers are in a different position because they have a bench, they have the shooting, you know what I mean? Like it seems like they should have the pieces to win, and they can't.
I mean, your only option is try to be competitive every year, try to keep going with Kawhi and Paul George. The wheels fall off. If I'm the Clippers, open up a new arena this season, or I mean next season, or in the near future.
Season.
So you get out under the thumb of the Lakers and try to get your own, try to build your own brand, try to build your own shine. I don't think they have many young players that have any potential for the future. So they're in, like you said, they're in that weird position where they have to compete every year, or it's like a championship or bust every year for them, or that trade for Shea, which we're going to talk about later, the Thunder. So I don't want to dwell too much on that. But I think the Clippers are, like you said, in that weird position, like the Sixers. Well, if they don't win a championship, it's like, what did you make all these moves for? What did you go like? It's like the Rams, in the NFL. Like you said, fuck them picks, and it has to lead to the championship, or it wasn't worth it. So I don't think they derailed their franchise, because even before they got Kawhi and Paul George, I don't think their ceiling was that high either. I don't know if Shea turns out to be what he was on the Clippers, but maybe
you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know.
I don't know about that. So, but I think the Clippers are contenders this year because of Kawhi is back to who he was before he got injured. He's averaging 30 points on 50% from the shooting and 50% from 3 as well. Elite season this year. Probably all NBA if he has enough games played. So I think the Clippers are contenders. Moving on to the next team. I think this is the last team. We have the Cavaliers. I think they just beat the Nets tonight. They are 4th in the East. Donovan Mitchell has been on a tear. They're looking really good this year. Can they contend in the East this season?
No.
Yeah, I think I don't want to even say they're pretenders, because like who even expects them to, you know what I mean? But the Cavs are pretenders because they just can't beat. They can't beat
Milwaukee. So, and I think that the playoffs are going to shape up the way that they're aligned right now.
You think they got a shot against the Celtics?
No, they're not. No.
I can see it.
I think I don't know, Donovan. Everybody else, like I believe in Donovan Mitchell, but they just don't have the. Especially, they just don't defensively. They just don't have the wing depth to guard like a Jason Tatum or.
Yeah, but they can like force. They can
Or
scheme
Jaylen
against.
Brown.
They can scheme against. I think they can scheme against Jason Tatum, and because they can like try to force him to attack the basket more than he would like to. I don't think Jason Tatum has taken strides at finishing around the basket. But when I watch him, I think that's still one of probably the weakest part of his game. It's just finishing at the basket, and they have two of the best rim protectors in the NBA, and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. So if they try to like flush them to the paint, more so like the Warriors did, taking away their right hand, forcing them left. I think it's a blueprint out on the Celtics based on what the Warriors did last year. But the Warriors are obviously one of the best defensive teams last year. The Cavs are the best defensive team in the league this year. They don't have, like you said, the offensive firepower probably to get over that hump. It depends on how well Darius Garland plays in his first series, how Donovan Mitchell plays in his first series. But we ain't gonna act like Jaylen Brown hasn't regressed on defense, and I mean he's grown a lot offensively though. And that right though. So I mean, I wouldn't pick them to beat the Celtics at all. I wouldn't be surprised though.
It ain't happening. Just like you said, I mean, I understand, but I still got Celtics in 5 because, like you're saying, they did
5 is
take
crazy, kind of.
yeah, Celtics in 5. Sorry. I think when you just look at like you're saying, I understand what you're saying about forcing Tatum and Brown to the rim and forcing them to create with their offhand, but that's what you go out and get a Malcolm Brogdon for. That's what you go out and get a bunch more shooters that are capable of spreading the floor. Like obviously shooting last year, their team this year is better than the team last year. And like I said, you defer some of them playmaking responsibilities to Malcolm Brogdon. You defer some of they have. I feel like in general they have more depth this year than they did last year. Grant Williams is still playing the way that he's playing defensively. Defensively, they're still one of the best defensive teams in the league, one of the best offenses in the league in general. I just think that it'll be too much for the Celtics, who are unproven and young, and come playoff time, because the Celtics, not the Celtics, I'm sorry, not the Celtics, the Cavs. I'm assuming that the Cavs are gonna have to play the Knicks in the first round, and that won't
Yeah,
be easy. So, I'm
that's in 6.
who's to say the Knicks can't pull off something and beat the Cavs?
I'm just saying me. I'm just saying me. I'm saying it right now. That's 6-game series. I don't care how good the Knicks are this year. That 6-game series. They don't have it either. They didn't. Like, I don't want to go too much on them. They need to trade RJ Barrett to get better, and I think they have a decent future, and that's their way to be better than contending the East. Max, are the Cavs contenders or contenders?
I love the Cavs. I think that like player wise, I'm a big fan of Evan Mobley, big fan of Darius Garland, big fan of Donovan Mitchell, obviously. But yeah, I'd say they're pretenders. I think they're still a year or so away. Let Evan Mobley develop, get a couple more bench pieces, get some more shooting. I think they have the blueprint to have a contender of a team in 2 or 3 years. But this year, I don't see them beating Boston. I don't see them beating Milwaukee. I don't know if I even see them beating Philly. Yeah, I'm not. If I'm the Cavs, I'm not worried about like New York. I'm not really losing sleep over them. But at the end of the day, like yeah, I don't think. I'm not gonna say Boston in 5. I think it's a little disrespectful. I think Milwaukee could beat them in 5, but yeah, I don't think that they're there yet. I think they're still a little bit away.
Okay, so that's it for the contenders and pretenders.